Hi guys, it's Monique Malabet, First Lady Realty on social media, and I'm just talking to you today because I want to just tell you a little bit more about me, about my background, how I got into real estate, and why I think it's great to invest in real estate. So I first got into real estate, it's been about a good 10 years now. I enrolled into a class when I was an undergrad at Hampton University, whoop whoop, and I took an elective course my senior year back in 2010, and my professor was really great. She just spoke to us about why we should invest in real estate, and she actually made some really good points and suggestions why we should invest while we were young. Some of the things that she talked about was investing while you're young because you have limited debt. You also don't have that much responsibilities. And she also talked about how we can go ahead and start building for our retirement, possibly build some equity in your home with appreciation, and then also how you're able to leverage it. You could possibly leverage your home, once it'll become an asset that you can leverage in terms of if you want to start a business or anything like that. So she highlighted a few really good points about why we should go ahead and invest in real estate. And I just took a lot of those points. I just took them to heart. I shared with my mom just about some of the things I was learning in class. I was super excited, so I would call her and just say, "Hey mom, guess what I learned today in my class?" And what I thought was very interesting, it's crazy how the world works, is that my mom had literally signed my sister up for a home buying program, and it was called Habitat for Humanity. And for those who do not know what Habitat for Humanity is, it's actually like a home buying program where you can actually build your home. So my mom kind of simultaneously at the same time had signed my sister up for a program, and she said, "You know what, you should go ahead and sign up for the program as soon as you graduate school." And I was super excited because I was like, wow, I can take all this information that I'm learning in classroom and actually apply it to the real world. So that's actually what I did. As soon as I graduated in 2010, I went home and I signed up for a home buying course. End up changing things slightly because I did not use that program. I ended up using another program called In-Call, and essentially all it was is a first-time home buying program that helps you with down payment and closing costs. And it's more of a rural area. So those of you who are searching in DC, Maryland, Virginia, that program is not available in this area, but it was available in Delaware. So I took advantage of that program. And a couple months later, about 6 months later, I ended up start house hunting, went through the entire program, and about April 2011, I ended up buying my first home. So that's how I got into real estate. I got into real estate as more like an investor, and then fast forward a couple months later, ended up relocating to Washington, D.C. And then once I got to D.C., that's when I started to look into actually becoming a practitioner, becoming a real estate agent. For me, it was really because I wanted to help young professionals just like myself. I wanted to educate people about why you should invest and why you should invest while you're young. I just kind of want to spread that knowledge that my professor taught me back at Hampton University. I just thought it was very essential, and I didn't really hear many people speak in that way, in that terms. So that was my goal when I became a real estate agent. I wanted to teach other individuals, especially young professionals, how to invest and why we should invest while we're young. And then fast forward a couple years later, end up becoming licensed in DC, then end up becoming licensed in Maryland and Virginia. At the same time, I continued to buy more properties as well. End up buying my second investment property out in Hyattsville, Maryland back in 2013, and then end up buying a couple years later, end up buying my third investment property out in Washington, D.C. A couple years later. So I just continue to keep going in terms of investing for myself. And I was able to continue to teach hundreds of people how to invest and how to buy their first home, or how to buy their next investment property, become a move-up buyer, whatever they were interested in doing when it comes to the home buying process. So I love real estate because it's one of those investments that you can go ahead and buy, and it's tangible. I appreciate that it is tangible. I love the fact that you can leverage it as an asset, and I love the fact that with real estate, you can also, build wealth generationally. You can pass it on to your family, generations in years and years to come. So there's so many great benefits and perks about why you should invest in real estate and why I got into investing in real estate. And I hope this information that I'm sharing with you will help encourage you to buy maybe your first property, maybe your second investment property. But either way, if you want to invest, real estate should be a part of your portfolio. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Monique Malabet, First Lady Realty on social media. So just be sure, if you like the video, if you like what I'm sharing, be sure to please give me a like button. Please be sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, please be sure to like and also to follow me as well. I'm hoping to share more information and just give you tons of information and knowledge of why you should invest in real estate, either as an investor or just as a first-time home buyer. Thank you.